All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for coming. I'm very, very, very happy to be here with each and every one of you. My name is Luis Maya, and I'm responsible for this course, Behavioral Economics of Global Affairs, Economia Comportamental de Assuntos Globais. You know what? Some time ago, I thought about this course and I created this name, right? Behavioral Economics of Global Affairs. But later, I realized that what I wanted to mean was behavioral economics of global issues, not affairs. What is the difference between global affairs and global issues? Well, when we say global affairs, em português seria assuntos globais. And when you say global issues, then we are talking about problemas globais, questões globais. So this class is mostly about huge, very, very important problems. We are going to be talking about huge global problems. We are going to discuss immigration. We are going to discuss prejudice, preconceito. We are going to talk about hunger, fome. Obviously, we are going to talk about sustainability, a sustentabilidade, and all the changes related to it. So we're going to discuss lots and lots of issues of our time, big questions that our civilization is facing right now. All right? We're going to discuss um, uh, those issues from a perspective of someone who is willing to learn. So we are not here authorities in any of those subjects. A gente não se coloca como autoridade em nenhum desses assuntos. We are learners. We are here to learn a little bit more. And our approach, a nossa abordagem for all of this is behavioral economics. So we're going to discuss today what is behavioral economics, but I wanted to tell you like right from the start what I think behavioral economics is about. All right? Behavioral economics, economia comportamental, is a more realistic model of human behavior, o modelo mais realista do comportamento humano. Oh, wait, more realistic compared to what? If you say something is more realistic, there's something else that is less realistic, and that is conventional economics, traditional economics, a economia tradicional. It turns out that you guys and I myself, we have all studied microeconomics and we have assumed that individuals are rational. Os indivíduos são puramente racionais. Not only they are rational, but they always search for and reach out to the best option. As pessoas buscam e alcançam os melhores resultados possíveis, melhores escolhas possíveis. So we are profit maximizers, maximizadores de lucro, and we are utility maximizers. Somos maximizadores de satisfação. All right, so this is conventional economics. And it turns out that if you look at real life, if you look out the window, you don't find so many profit maximizers as you would expect. So we are trying to produce or to create a better vision, a better understanding of economic issues, but this time assuming human behavior, human rationality. That's not the same as mathematical rationality. It's not the same as maximizing, optimization. Think for a moment about this example. Let's suppose that you yourself decided to buy a car. Você vai comprar um carro. And you go out. Recife is a big city. And if you want to buy a car, well, in a certain day, you probably have like thousands of options, different cars that you could, in thesis, purchase. Então, você vai comprar um carro, tem milhares disponíveis em qualquer um dia. Can you say for any level of certainty that you purchase the best car available? Você pode ter certeza de que você comprou o melhor carro disponível? Well, very likely, no. You're not going to be able to assure, to be certain of that. So what you're going to do? Well, in real life, what you do and what I do, we search and we check out some different cars. And when we find one that is good enough, we say, yeah, I'm going to keep it. That's the one. Are you sure? Yeah, that's the one. That's the car I want. Oh, do you think this is the best car you could get? No. I think that one is good enough. É bom o suficiente. In behavior economics, they even created a term, a word that mix satisfy and suffice. Uma palavra que é uma mistura satisfazer e suficiente. And they put this together and they say, this option is satisficing. It is satisfying me enough. All right. So this is not the best option. This is one that is good enough so that I will make that choice. So behavior economics is all about that. We have to bring back human behavior with all its idiosyncrasies, its characteristics, some failures, some poor choices. We make poor choices all the time. We make mistakes when we buy stuff, and later on we look at that and say, why did I buy this? We all make those mistakes. So that's human behavior. And behavior economics is trying to do exactly that. We want to bring back human behavior into economic modeling and economic analysis. All right? So I'm gonna guess that this is fascinating. But let me make another guess. Hoje eu estou de adivinhador aqui, vou fazer mais uma adivinhação. I believe that in this class, we have the best students of economics at Rural. Why do I think that? Why I think you are the best students? Well, for two reasons. First, if you are here, you either know some English or you want to know some English. And if that is so, it means that you guys are aware that this language, English, is one of the most important tools of our time. Chinese people All those 1.6, 1.3 billion people, they speak English. Japanese people, they speak English. French, Swedish, German, even Brazilian, lots of us, we do speak English. This is the world language. If you don't speak English, it's like you are segregated. It's like you are excluded from society. The amount of knowledge that you can put your hands on, it's much, much smaller if you only speak Portuguese. So if you guys are here, at some level, you know that. You know that speaking English is a differentiation in the job market. You can distinguish yourself in a competition because you can understand English. And you either have already learned some English that makes you better off than the average, or you want to learn some more English. And that also makes each and every one of you better off than the average. So I have the best students in economics. How is that so? How is that for a strategy as an economics teacher? I found a way to teach to the best students. That's good, isn't it? I mean, I don't make it, I don't wish anyone bad. I wish luck and success to everyone, but I'm very happy to teach for the best students, those who either have been achieving more, trying to reach for more, and hopefully you all will after we finish this class too. Okay? Let me stop here and ask you, how strange or how well are you guys doing so far? Is it uncomfortable or is it fine? You can use the reactions there, little hands, or you can either say, no way. Let me see your reactions there, please.
Professor, é o Tiago, você me escuta?
Yes, I hear you very well. Go ahead, Thiago.
Eu também estou igual ao meu vídeo, também em trânsito, mas estou escutando bem e assim, para mim está confortável. Estou conseguindo acompanhar bem e já deixo aqui meus parabéns para a sua iniciativa que você contou desde o início da nossa conversa a respeito dos desafios dessa disciplina. Para mim está tranquilo, acho que tá bem bacana, acho que vai dar para acompanhar bem.
All right. Thank you very much, Thiago. Here's the spirit, okay, guys? If you feel like I'm speaking too slowly, then you can also tell me, hey, Luis, please, come on. We are not babies. Go ahead. You can speed up a little bit, okay? So it may happen too, right? Sometimes I will have to calibrate. Eu vou ter que calibrar aqui, porque pode ser que eu fale também devagar demais. Fica parecendo que eu estou tratando vocês como idiotas. Mas, mais uma vez, a ideia é não errar pelo excesso. Né? Perdão, não errar pela falta. Se tiver que errar, erra pelo excesso. Alright? Good. Okay, guys. So, you know how it happens in our first classes, right? Here at UFRPE, we always should start the classes showing you plano de ensino, right? But I'm going to do something else. I'm going to show you not only plano de ensino, but I will also show you how to get it. How can you find the plano de ensino of this course, okay? So I'm going to share here my screen And I'm gonna go here to this browser. Okay, so if you open up your browser and you type economia.blogspot.com, economia.blogspot.com. All right, economia, it is economia and Maya all together, right? So if you go to economia.blogspot.com, you're gonna get here semester 2021 week 1 and 2. Somebody new over there. Hello, Davi. How's it going?
But just a moment, teacher.
Don't
I'm fine.
worry.
Sorry for uh, become late because the traffic today is very intensive.
I know, I know. Take it easy. Don't worry. I'm gonna mute. I'm gonna turn off your microphone, okay? But if you want to speak, don't hesitate. You can turn it on back
Okay,
again, okay? Thank you so much for being here. And don't worry, we are just starting. We're just talking about the very basic stuff about this course, okay? All right, guys. So if you open up any browser and you type in Economia, it is Economia and Maya, the mix of my name and the word Economia, economia.blogspot.com, you're going to reach this blog. And then you can see here, I already have posted to you a bunch of things that can help you in the first 2 weeks. If you click here, you're going to download the plano de ensino. So there you go. It's coming. Yeah, there it is. And you can download it. You can do whatever you want with that, or you can check it from time to time. We're going to have a look at this document in just a few minutes, okay? Let me go back here and show you that you have also fichas de aula, class notes for the first and the second week, okay? So if you click here, once again, you're going to open up another window and then you're going to see a PDF document with the class notes for the first 2 weeks, okay? All right, as far as I can, I will try to post those material ahead of the classes, before the classes, okay? Before the classes, you can already check out the blog and then eventually find the material which we are going to be working on, okay? All right, so let's have a look at plano de ensino. I'm going to stop sharing here, open up the same document in the PDF format. It's going to be easier for me to do so. And then I'm going to share again my screen with you. Just a second, please. All right. Okay. Please confirm to me that you can see, not yet. Something happened here. Let me start over. All right. Now you're good. All right. Please confirm to me that you can see plano de ensino de unidade curricular para o ano 2020. It's not even 2020 anymore, but Still same title. Okay. So we are looking here at 2021.2. My name here, my full name is Luiz Flávio Regi Maia Filho. Yeah, that's all unimportant. Let's have a look at the description of our course, okay? You guys can see my screen? Thanks, Luis Vitor. All right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. So let's have a look at what we're going to have. First, we're going to talk about economic rationality and bounded rationality. So we're going to discuss what a different mode of rationality we want to bring in back to economic analysis, okay? Second, we are going to talk about framing, contexts, and individual behavior. Let me highlight this thing here. So we're going to start with individual behavior. Then we're going to discuss heuristics, which in Portuguese would be translated to regrinhas de bolso. And then we're going to talk about cognitive and social biases, which means vieses cognitivos e sociais. Those are characteristics of the way the human brain works, okay? So those are not related to culture. It's not like, Brazilian people works like this and like that, and American people work like this and like that. No, it's not like we're talking about human characteristics all over the place. Everybody, all of us are susceptible to cognitive and social bias, vieses cognitivos e sociais. All right? Okay, later on, we're going to start talking about organizational behavior. So we're still talking about behavior, human behavior, but some things happen when we are in a company, when we are in university, when we are in our condos, right? O comportamento numa reunião de condomínio, sometimes people behave differently than you could expect. So we're going to discuss organizational behavior, comportamento organizacional. We're going to talk about unethical behavior. We're going to talk about ethical blindness, cegueira ética. And we're going to talk about moral disengagement, which are ways with which we basically give ourselves licenses to behave unethically. Sometimes, not always, sometimes a gente se dá licenças para se comportar de maneiras que mais adiante a gente até se arrependeria. So we're going to talk about this, moral disengagement, okay? We are going to talk about organizational decision making, how companies, how organizations make decisions. But we also want to talk about social and health behavior. And those are together for some reason, right? So individual, organizational, and later on, we are going to reach social behavior. So let me give you an example of what I mean. Let's suppose that you are not a racist. I don't think any of you are, by the way. But suppose that you are not a racist person. Você não é uma pessoa racista. And then you go to a stadium and you are watching soccer, right? You are watching a soccer match. Você está assistindo uma partida de futebol. And then your adversary, the opposing team, there is this very good player and he's black. tem esse jogador no time adversário, ele é preto. And then people collectively start imitating monkeys, right? You guys have heard about this. This has happened many times. A torcida começa a imitar macacos para constranger um jogador negro do time adversário. All right. Among those who act like this, it's sad. I mean, it's very unfortunate that these things still happen. But among those who behave like this, we can find people that are not racist. Pessoas que não são racistas aderem a um comportamento coletivo. Why? Por que isso acontece? Why, when we are in a group, a very large group, we suppress individual behavior, a gente suprime o comportamento individual e adere ao comportamento coletivo? Why these things happen, right? I mean, it's hard to explain this from a conventional economics perspective. É difícil explicar esse tipo de coisa com base em modelos tradicionais da economia. All right, so you guys have realized what we're talking about, right? We're going to start from individuals, then we're going to move to organizations, and later on, we're going to talk about social behavior, collective behavior, all right? I'm going to argue that this kind of discussion is one of the most important ones in Brazil right now. In Brazil right now, we have to understand how our society is like stuck in a sort of conformity. Nós estamos travados, nós estamos estagnados numa mentalidade conflituosa que não está nos levando a lugar algum. We have to discuss this from a social behavior perspective. Comportamento social. All right? Okay, so with these tools, with those analyses, we're going to discuss prejudice and discrimination, aging, which means the whole world is getting older. As sociedades estão ficando mais velhas. O envelhecimento das populações é uma realidade global. And that changes lots and lots of things. Someone with a microphone open there, either to make a question or accidental. Thiago, you want to make a question? All right. Okay, good. So we're going to talk about prejudice and discrimination, aging, which means envelhecimento, consumerism and debt, consumismo e endividamento, environmental degradation and biodiversity reduction. So those are degradação ambiental e redução da biodiversidade, global warming and climate change, malnutrition and food insecurity, and of course, migration. So check those out, guys. Look, we're going to talk about huge questions, the biggest questions of the moment. If you turn on your TV right now, chances are you're going to see one of those things. You're going to see people talking about Amazonia. You're going to see people talking about hardship due to inflation. As pessoas estão sem grana para pagar a conta de luz, estão tendo que pedir dinheiro emprestado para pagar as contas do mês. And we're going to talk about all of those big things, big questions. Imagine if you left your course, you graduated from UFRPE. Suppose that you are already an economist, and then someone asks you, how many times, as an economist, how many times you have discussed discrimination? And you may look and say, no, we didn't have a class like that. Não teve isso em disciplina nenhuma, a gente não discutiu discriminação na rural. Come on, this is a big issue. This is a big problem. We have to talk about discrimination in an economics class. So it's only fair that we have to do it here as we discuss behavior economics. Does that make sense? I think you guys are starting to understand what you're up to, right? Here we want to think big. We want to think outside the square. Pensar fora do quadrado, if there is such an expression in English. All right? Okay, guys, I will keep moving here. Please interrupt me if you don't understand something, all right?
Perhaps, teacher, think outside the box.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks. Yeah, you know, sometimes we translate those expressions from English to Portuguese, and then we don't know how to go back. But that's exactly right. Think outside the box. Thank you. All right. So let's talk about our goals, okay? We want to analyze 21st century global challenges. Analyze 21st century global challenges from a behavior economics perspective, de uma perspectiva de economia comportamental. And to rethink and to redesign public policies. A gente deve repensar e, se possível, redesenhar políticas públicas, tá? Think about it for a while. You know what INSS is. You know what previdência pública, previdência social means, right? You know how hard it is for a citizen to achieve a pension. Às vezes é muito difícil para um cidadão que tem direito alcançar a sua pensão, alcançar a sua aposentadoria. Ele pode gastar, às vezes, anos esperando até sair a sua aposentadoria. This is not fair. It is not supposed to be like that. If you have a right, if you are entitled to receive a pension, it should be easy. It should be easy for the right people, right? If it is not easy, something is wrong. We have to rethink public policy. And we are going to do that a lot here. We're going to do that all the time. As specific goals, we want to work out some concepts and tools. We want to bring those to discuss humanitarian issues. And obviously, we want to practice English. We want to get used to the English spoken language, right? So that's the deal. It's not going to be hard. I mean, the test is just to stick around. If you stick around, if you stay here, you pass. We're not going to have like difficult exams and anything like that. If you stick around, you participate, you discuss with us, you're going to do great. And I'm speaking very, very sincerely, okay? Sinceramente, se você ficar por aqui e participar, você vai se dar muito bem.
I hope so.
Yeah, I'm sure. I've been here for 3 years, and my experiences are always like this. You guys are a little bit concerned in the first day. After all, it is something new, right? It is something that you don't see every time. So it's okay to be scared a little bit in the first day, in the first days. But as we move along, na medida que a gente avança, you're gonna see, oh, yeah, it's not a big deal. Não é nada demais, all right? Luis actually speaks in English and in Portuguese, and he translates a lot. So, yeah, even though sometimes we don't understand one of many questions, many expressions, we still can make it. We still can understand the overall idea. Okay? All right, guys. I'm very happy to be here. Let me show you a little bit more some of the things of how the class is going to work. So, as you already know, we're going to have 2 hours per week in synchronous moments, right? Like this. When we are all together connected, we can discuss, we can ask questions. I will propose some of the analysis and I will try to interpret some of the cases, study cases, estudos de caso. We want to see lots and lots of examples, all right? This class is heavy on examples. A gente quer trazer exemplos toda hora, para que vocês consigam associar os conceitos com uma maneira de pensar, de analisar e de tomar decisão. But we are also going to have like what could be up to 2 hours a week in taped recorded sessions, right? Então eu vou gravar algumas aulas e deixar disponíveis para vocês. And that can take up to 2 hours in a week. Sometimes I'm not going to record classes. When I'm going to send you something to read, an article, newspaper article about behavioral economics, artigo de jornal sobre economia comportamental, and that will be it. That will be your outside of the class activity for that week, okay? But I should say from the very beginning, you don't have to read a lot to make it in this class. That is bad. I know I'm kind of encouraging you guys to read less, but I think that I'm going to make many suggestions if you want to read, and I actually encourage you to, okay? Eu vou fazer muitas sugestões de leituras em paralelo, mas elas não vão ser obrigatórias e o seu desempenho na disciplina não vai depender dessas leituras, tá? É mais o seu interesse pessoal. We are going to access our classes through Zoom, and I've explained that a little bit to you. And let me tell you about the tests, the exams. This is something that most of you are concerned a little bit in the beginning, but I'm going to show you that this is no big deal at all. So we're going to have continuous evaluation, avaliação continuada. What is that supposed to mean? Well, it works like this. Every other week, a cada 2 semanas, we are going to have a list of exercises. And it's not a long list, okay? It's like 8, 10 exercises. Those are all multiple choice questions, okay? Questões de múltipla escolha, questões fechadas. And you're going to get those lists each 15 days through a Google form. Vão receber formulário do Google a cada 15 dias. And you're going to have like 3-4 days to submit your answers. Okay? All right. The way I'm going to format those questions, it gives me the option. Once you are done, I can press a button and you guys receive by email the answers and your performance in that test. Okay? So as soon as the time is up, the due date is finished, is up, then I'm going to press a button there, and every one of you will receive an email message saying, okay, here are your performance. Check out what you got right, what you got wrong. Okay? And then, of course, you can review it and you can come back in the next meeting and ask me, hey, Luis, I don't understand. Maybe you made a mistake here. And I will explain to you how the answers go. All right? So we're going to have those exercises or tests every 15 days, every other week. And as soon as we reach 4 lists of exercises, here's what we're going to do. We're going to check your grades in 4 lists. Then we're going to drop the lowest grade and we're going to average 3 of them. Então, a cada 4 listas, a gente vai ver as suas notas. Aí, se o Vitor tirou a terceira nota mais baixa, se o Elvídio tirou a segunda nota mais baixa, seja lá qual for, eu vou eliminar aquela nota que você tirou mais baixa, tirar a média das outras 3, and that's going to be your VA. Aquilo vai ser a sua nota da primeira VA. Alright? The same thing for the second VA. A mesma coisa no caso da segunda VA. We're going to get 4 of these lists of exercises. We're going to drop the one with the lowest grade, and we're going to average 3 of them. That is your grade for the second VA. All right? If by the end of this process, primeira VA and segunda VA, your average, your overall average is already 7.0 or above, you're good to go. Congratulations. You succeeded. You passed the course. Simple like that. If you don't worry. Then we're going to have terceira VA. What is terceira VA? It works like this. I'm going to pick questions from every single of the lists, and I'm going to gather some of them, maybe 15, maybe 20 questions, and I'm going to submit to you. This time, you're going to have a couple of days to submit your answers. You will work individually. You can consult your class notes. You can study some more. You're going to have 2 days to finish that exam, okay? And if you get a better grade, a better overall grade, you're fine to go. Congratulations, you passed the course. Now, there is this very little chance that you still haven't got a good grade. Then we're going to have the final. And the final is going to be pretty much like terceira VA. But you're going to have another shot. Você vai ter uma segunda chance ainda para melhorar a sua nota. Okay? By the end of all of this, if you reach 5.0, congratulations, you passed the class. Okay? So it's going to be pretty much easy. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. This exam system, this testing system, it's pretty much stress-free. É livre de estresse. As listas são fáceis. É só para testar que vocês estavam em sala de aula. Vocês entenderam o que eu expliquei. Não é um negócio de falar, putz, eu vou ter que resolver uma charada para achar a resposta disso aqui. Eu vou ter que gastar linhas de cálculo. It's not like that. Okay? It's pretty much straightforward from our discussions, from our meetings, the examples that we had, and then you're going to see those in the test. Okay? All right, I'm just about to finish here and open up for your questions, but let me just show you that in your plano de ensino, you have explanations about every one of our meetings, momentos síncronos. Today, we are supposed to start talking about the origins of behavior economics, rationality, homo economicus, and bounded rationality. But I am not in a hurry. We're not gonna discuss those right now. We're gonna just understand how the class is going, and I'm gonna record a session about these things later on, and we're gonna go back to those discussions in our next meeting, okay? So you have here one meeting per week, 7 days, all the Fridays, right? All the Fridays we're gonna be together. We're gonna discuss all those issues, and you can already see when the third VA is gonna be, when the final is gonna be due, okay? It's all here. The last thing I want to mention is about bibliografia. What should you read if you want to succeed in this class? All right. Aside from the class notes, além das fichas de aula, you actually don't need to read a lot. Na verdade, você não precisa ler muito além das fichas de aula. But my first recommendation is a book in Portuguese and available online, which is Guia de Economia Comportamental e Experimental. All right. So this is a very good book. It was actually translated by a couple of Brazilian teachers. So they got authorization from the original authors. As duas professoras lá da USP obtiveram uma autorização dos autores originais e traduziram o livro Guia de Economia Comportamental para o português. It originally was in English, right? But then it's easier for you. If you want, you can check those out either in English or in Portuguese, okay? There are lots of interesting things here you could read if you want. For example, this is a report from the World Bank, and it gathers lots and lots of examples on how behavior economics is being actually applied to solve big problems, ok? Esse relatório do Banco Mundial, ele tem coisas extraordinárias. Ele tem desde combate ao preconceito feminino em aldeias no Quênia, ele tem campanhas de tratamento de água em comunidades rurais pobres, mundo afora, e lots and lots of examples. And all of those apply behavior economics for effectiveness, efetividade, right? So it's very interesting. Now we're going to see many of those examples in class, but if you want, you can go ahead and have a look at it, okay? And that's it, guys. That's what I had to explain to you. Let me ask you if you want me to go back and talk specifically about one of those issues. Make sure you can either use the chat, you can speak in Portuguese, you can speak in English, you can speak in French. Pode falar da maneira como vocês preferirem. Eu vídeo, tô vendo seu microfone aberto aí.
Okay, professor. I like very much your teaching and
Seu vídeo,
I
are
have
you are,
to
are you typing or speaking up?
go. Uh, Parabéns. Speaking now to Recife.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. I think it was my connection here was kind of slow. Eu acho que a minha conexão estava um pouco lenta, a sua voz ficou um pouco engraçada, mas don't worry.
Não, aqui também, professor. Acho que foi lá,
All right.
na internet dele.
Thanks, Mariana. Anyway, I understood. He said he liked my teaching, but he had to go or something like that. All right. What else, guys? What you have there for me? Questions? So far, so good. Priscilla, tell me, do you understand my slow English?
Sim, professor. Continue slow, por favor.
All right. We're going to practice a lot. You're going to get used to it. Okay, guys, so I don't see you having questions. Anyway, I'm going to stop recording now. Thank you very much for being here.